Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're good. The other day we talked about speaking deeply on faith and spirituality. And today I will be giving step by step a little bit hint about what I'll be talking about throughout this month about faith and spirituality. About faith, like those from a faith angle, most time conflicting with those from the spiritual angle. But first of all, let us look at the deep meaning of faith. Faith usually implies a trust or belief in something, be it a higher power, a set of doctrines, or even the fundamental goodness of humanity, often with needing empirical proof. Then spirituality tends to be more about the individual journey and the search for meaning, connection, and a sense of belonging to something larger than oneself, the universe, nature, or the divine. One of the keyword underlined is often, often without needing empirical proof. That's faith, about trust and belief in something. And those people from the faith angle always, always argue a whole lot with those from the spiritual angle. But these two can actually combine together to have something beautiful. You know, when I mean something beautiful, it's something about reality, accepting a lot of things from the spiritual angle. Because those from the faith basic are actually holding on to doctrines, and they believe that without these doctrines, these people from the spiritual angle who are sharing their insight of what they are seeing, they are not saying the truth because it doesn't hold basic in the doctrines they do read. And that's the major problem. I think one of the problem we'll look at, the first one is those from the faith angle believing that these marine spirits do not really exist. There are some people from a faith-based angle that don't believe that marine spirits do exist. They don't believe. They don't believe. They don't believe that spirits talk to people. They don't even believe that. Yes, most people from the doctrine side of faith don't really believe that about spirituality. And most times, sometimes you even share your experience with people that you might be sitting down and you feel somebody knocking you, somebody tapping, like somebody tap, place his hands on you. You could feel those things, and when you turn, you don't see anyone. And when you share these stories with people from that faith angle, they won't accept. They won't even believe you because they feel these things or what you are talking about don't even exist. Or maybe you are having a mental problem. Yes, a lot of people from that faith angle don't really believe most things from people from the spiritual angle. They doubt a whole lot about spirituality. I'm going to tell you that a whole lot in the spiritual world happens. Yes, a whole lot. A whole lot of things happen. A lot of things you believe that don't really happen. They're not in reality. They do. They happen. The marine spirit they exist. They're very powerful. Very very powerful. It only takes that light of God to have a difference. These people are very very powerful. But a lot of people doubt their existence. A lot of people, when you tell them about these things, they doubt it. They say no. They even tell you it doesn't exist, nothing. That, that you don't even really know what you're saying. I understand your school of thought, but do not really allow your school of thought to change the reality of what people feel. You know, a lot of people speak from their experiences. You are speaking from your experience of your school of thought because you read this book. This book said so. But you didn't feel this thing. These people from the spiritual angle are telling you what they feel when they sleep, the things they see. They are telling you that these things are possible because you are reading a book and the book says these things is not possible. It's just a fiction or imagination or whatever. Which imagination? These are not imaginations. They are not. I think even in the Bible, from a faith angle, it is even there that your children are going to see visions. Yes, now I'm prophesying. Yes, people see visions in different aspects of life, a whole lot. So you cannot really doubt that angle that this spiritual sense where people see things don't exist. Then most times when these angles are being shared, you begin to hear a lot of talk that this one is sick, is becoming sick, is getting mad already. It does not know what it's talking about. It is because you don't experience these things and someone is sharing with you. And you can even experience these things when you begin to sometimes, because most of these people from the spiritual angle have a calling. Most people have a calling. A high calling does not mean that you are called to be a pastor or called to be a priest and all. Most times you have a calling to share something. There's something about you that is special, something unique about you. Your combinations are very, very different and they're needed to be shared. Yes, these combinations are needed to be shared because you are a chosen one. It's not everybody who is chosen that is on earth. Yes, there are people that are just extremely unique and special about them. There's an aura about them. It's because they are chosen. There's something about them that when they talk, things are different. When they speak, a light coming to that place, even when there is darkness. It is because they are chosen. There's something spiritual about them, not from only from a faith angle. So most times we should give air to be open to learning, learning all aspects of life, listening to people to understand their view. Because most people from the spirituality speak from a reality angle. It's reality. It's not as much as we could actually say it's not taken deep from the aspect of saying it's not reality, it's things they see in dreams. Most of the things they see there, if it's 100%, 90 of them, 90 of those things come true. They see them in reality. They see them in the basic lifestyle. But people begin to deny them that it's not possible, that they are lying, that it's not possible. It is possible, they happen because you are not experiencing it, does not make theirs not working. It works for them, they are seeing it. Because something is not working for you or you are not experiencing this, then you begin to disregard this. A lot of people have demonic attacks, a whole lot. But if they share it with a lot of people, people begin to say it's a lie. They say it's not true. Maybe you're thinking something different, or you watch a horror movie. No, it's not true. There are some people where they come from foundations that things begin to trouble them. And also, I wasn't speaking about foundation, though in my next video, I'll be talking about deeply about foundation, but let me just touch there a little bit. A lot of people don't even believe that foundation work. You hear people bring about from a faith basic that which foundation, that foundation don't work is because you believe that these things don't really work. Because you believe that it work, that's why it's working against you. That maybe you have a negative foundation. That's why since you believe that there's a negative foundation, that's why this foundation is working against you. That is not true, guy. Yes, I understand your school of thought. I understand you perfectly well. You have read a lot about books. Things have changed your perspective. What you think is what you attract. What I understand you. But to be honest with you, there are things in this foundation. These things work. They work. Whether you like it or not, these things are there. It happens because you don't experience them. You don't take the fact that people don't really experience these things. They are pattern to things, and when they are pattern to things that are working against people, they are this pattern in a particular family that people dies around this particular age, or people something is a failure, poverty, a lot of things. Then you say these things are not foundational. They are now, because if you begin to dig deep in the family, asking questions, who was this family back in the days? Sometimes you begin to hear questions that some of this family were fetish. So what are you now saying about that? That there's no foundational problem? There is now. There is. Mostly, sometimes success is not all about having money. Yes, success is not all about having money. Most times when people have a whole lot of money, they are clouded in judgment that if this foundation could not stop me from having money, then what else? This foundation, there are foundations that people have that money, they don't even live long. They die so early. Die so early. So what will you have to say about that? Do you have to go to genetics to look into those angles? Do you have to go there? Do you have to go there? These things exist just as much as you deny that they don't exist. I understand your point, but they do exist. They do. A lot of these things from the dark kingdom that you feel that they don't exist, they exist because you don't see them, you don't feel them, do not really make them not existing. You are speaking from your own experience and school of thought. People are speaking from their own experience and reality of what is happening to them. Are you not denying of what is happening to somebody? Something that somebody is feeling, something that somebody is seeing, something that he is seeing what is happening within his or her life, and you are denying that this thing is not working. No, no. That's a wrong school of thought. That school of thought needs to be open to learning. Yes, that school of thought needs to be open to learning. I'll be talking more about this in my next video about deeply about the spirituality and faith. I think I'm just touching a little bit on some topics, but I'll be going deeper to key pillars of the connection of these spiritual experiences and how these things really work deeply. Yes, I'll be talking more about it. It's something you should really be keen to watch. Yes, you'll learn more from this and how to walk with God deeply from a different angle. God exists and God is so beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing to even happen to mankind. Without God, there is nothing. And that's why I always say, hold on to God. It's the most beautiful thing that can ever happen. Then we'll talk more about a whole lot of these things. Have a really nice day. Thank you.